Alright, we got a speedrun here. This is pre-recorded, so it didn't go perfectly, but I wanted to give an update because I've found some pretty awesome route changes, such as dying here. That sets up the loss of like 15 seconds. But imagine how cool it would have been if I didn't die at all in the run. I don't know. Maybe I'll get that good. Probably not. I don't know, this is one of those games where you just gotta expect to die. A lot. It's very, slippery controls. So in general, though, every game basically has different mechanics throughout it that make it, that make just about everything unique, even if they're similar concepts, such as simple platformers. There are tons and tons and tons of platformers, but there are really minor differences that make you pretty much have to relearn how to control video games to play. So there's in this game, well, the controls are actually pretty crudely done and frankly a bit buggy. So whenever you press any button, it pretty much disables all other button inputs. So if you're trying to pick up an item while jumping, you'll only do the first action you pressed. If you're trying to hold jump and then run, you'll be unable to. Your directions are locked out as soon as you press jump. So when you jump in the air, it kind of locks your momentum. Eek. However, you are able to buffer jumps. So if you press jump and then press jump again at any point while you're in the air, you'll jump immediately when you land the next time, with the same velocity you were flying at, the same horizontal velocity. So this tumbleweed is absurdly massive. It's pretty great. You can run under it. You can wait a bit longer and jump over it, but it's faster to not wait, of course. So these vines and chains that you can climb up, well, the vines you can climb down as well, and the chains you can only climb up for some reason. But you can jump up them without actually climbing them, without holding up to climb them. Basically, they serve as pretty much continuous floors. As long as you're touching the sprite, or, well, touching its hitbox, you can keep jumping up it. So you could save a little bit of time, and sometimes you could squeeze right past enemies by not climbing and instead just jumping off the edge. That's something I sometimes like to go for. And another quirk of that is, instead of climbing up things, which is pretty slow, you pretty much climb at walking speed. Instead of doing that, you could just jump up them instead, just rapidly, just by mashing the jump button. And since your jump height is fixed, you'll ascend at really high speed, as you'll have noticed on the last level. these torches have bigger hitboxes than I would like. Like that, you could just launch yourself right up the vine. It's great. And this level is really tricky. It's a strat I came up with a long time ago where you just miss that gap and you'll fall all the way to the bottom a lot quicker than you could climb down. And then you could get bounced like directly to the door. But I'll take what I can get as long as I don't die. That's nice. This level tripped me up quite a bit. I've determined... Oh jeez, I don't know what I did wrong. I think I tried to jump and then use the tombstone, but since I was holding jump, I couldn't use it. I should have just used it immediately. I would have had... That tombstone lasts a long, long time. Yeah, just like that, I should have done that. It's kind of a tricky one. I'm not sure if that's the optimal route for that. It looks pretty good, though. This one, I feel like it could be done better. It could be done faster as well. Really hard to say for sure. Because you don't actually need to use the bomb. So it might be better just to go get the hourglasses to the top right, top left, then bottom left, or middle left rather, and then work my way to the right, and then just zigzag on down instead of making all these trips through each level, multiple trips through each floor. So a long time ago also I found a glitch where if you're mostly outside of the hitbox of a wall, you can jump up through it, but it'll still count as floor. So what you could actually do is just jump in the very edge of it. I think it's a pixel perfect thing. Jump at the very edge of it, and it'll just place you right on top, and you could just stand on the wall like that. And you could keep jumping as long as you're not moving, left or right. And this level should be standard, it should go the same way every time, but for whatever reason I often, sometimes I just miss the shields or arrowheads or whatever they are. Or sometimes I'll just take too long and that trapdoor will grab me when I pass by. And I feel like there's probably, at least in a tool-assisted run, there might be a faster way to do this, just to handle this stage. I kinda like this stage. This is a really old route choice. Now I should... Oh yeah, that's a good backup strat. I like what I did there. It's scary though, because the quicksand underneath. And this is a difficult... This is where it starts getting difficult, really. Yeah, with the ice cream or a torch or yogurt or whatever you want to call it, with that item, you move pretty wild. It's really uncontrollable. You just tap it and it launches you across the screen pretty much. So you gotta do really short button taps. It'll be a key item in a later level as well. This stage I'm really not sure about either. I'm still experimenting with this stage. Like, you would think it's kind of straightforward, but you do have to zigzag across the level a couple times. You have to climb up and then fall down and then climb back up. So I have trouble figuring out exactly what the optimal route is. I don't think I could get... I can get the... I could get the one directly above the right... the second rightmost platform. But... I don't know about the far top right corner. If I can get that far top right corner, then that would solve a lot of my routing issues. Also this stage, I feel like... I mean, I know they throw the boulders in the same patterns every time, and you could actually grab that chain on the left side at the very beginning of the stage to climb up early, but you still have to come back for the bottom right thingy. So I don't know. I could probably just take a picture of the stages and stare at them for like a minute. So this stage, oh man, this stage. There's a big, there's a trick where you can save a lot of time by ballooning up into the door before that guy gets to it. But if you're not going almost task levels of speed, then you're not gonna make it. I've made it oftentimes before, but it's really inconsistent. Also, that level is harder than it looks. You have to jump early enough to actually grab the icons above your head. I miss them a lot of times. And I'm still working on trial and erroring through this stage as well. I could probably grab the right one first. And loop back around. This one's very difficult to grab. The top rightmost one. It's the more I go for it, the closer the ray gets, and it really screws up the order. That one also uses a clip off of an invisible wall. Oh, this one's really tricky though. I really like the new route for this. Just go up the chain, and if you'll notice there, you can actually climb the chain while ballooning. So that saves quite a bit of time, I think. Well, not the chaining while ballooning, but that alternate routing. But that will come into play later and save more time as well. But that's a thing I just found out tonight. that I wanted to incorporate. And I never feel confident with how I'm doing this stage. I think I should always get the upper squares before I get the bottom ones. No reason why I wouldn't. There's no reason why I shouldn't. And this one is technically possible to get the bottom one first, and then just land on the chain before you fall in the pit. Like on the very bottom of the chain, and then jump to the floor, the platform. I've done it before, but it's not worth it. And here's a big place where the wall jumping really comes into play. I kind of did a no there, but. So, you'll get to see it again, yay! This, using the wall jumps in this stage, this was the first place it might not be the place I found it, but the first place I found a use for it was in this stage, so I wouldn't have to go all the way back to the vine to get the top right square. The top right tile. And I really don't like this stage. So much that I'll just immediately die. Yeah, it's a really weird quirk. I don't know how that panned out. It's just... I'm doing a speedrun, and right at the start of the stage you have to wait like 5 seconds. Ugh. Even if you're not into speedrunnings, you wouldn't like waiting that long. This stage I feel like it has room for improvement with the wall jump techniques. I'm wondering if you can reach the right side from the middle wall. Probably not, though. No, I don't think so. Ugh. I feel like this stage is okay. Ugh. If it goes right. It's not super impressive, but you just get the tiles in the correct order, basically, and you go fast. There's a minor thing with the top right one where you just don't land on it, and you just poke your head across to grab the tile. This one might have room for improvement, but I think it's pretty good as is. Ugh, except getting hit there. That's pretty bad. So I'm just improvising here, just grabbing what I can on the way up. I was hoping I could get grabbed there to clip, well, get teleported up into the... Apparently that's Robotic Bill. I was hoping to get teleported into his arms. So this is a level I just figured out. Like the run before this one. I came up with a new strat, and I just like finding new strategies in general. So if I find a new strat, I'll probably use it. And there's a big help with the being able to climb while ballooning. And this stage, I can't quite figure out. I found an alternate method through this stage where it actually is equally as fast as this method. And you can see them pretty much side by side because of my inconsistency with this game. So that's close to how I would normally do it. So now I'm just goofing off, trying new things. I'm sure if a tool-assisted run went through this, it can get to the door a grenade throw earlier. That's basically the cycle you're on, just how fast you can get through the throws. I'm pretty sure you could jump over the pole, but I've pretty much never been able to reliably do it. I think I've done it before. I'm just not 100% sure. That's a really tricky jump, by the way. And I'm still learning this stage. I think what you have to do through there, like at the very bottom, you have to slow down and not open up that wall. Probably go and grab the rightmost forks. I'm pretty sure they're forks. They've got to be forks. The Triumph forks. Yeah, it's a really tight jump to land in the gap and not get killed by the sergeant. And then it's you have to do a jump buffer to jump over the grenade as it blows up. So I should have beat the stage there, but I hesitated. There we go. Yeah, see. Like, I was able to get that just fine, but now I have to backtrack for it. For the upper ones. I should have grabbed them earlier. And this stage starts off with one of the toughest jumps, and is completely mandatory. Well, I could probably wait until he's actually further to the right. Yeah, maybe that was what the developers had in mind. You wait until he's away from the wall. That makes sense. If timed right, I think it's a 3-frame window to get around them. It's pretty dumb, to be honest. And I was having trouble with this stage as well. Maybe if I hesitated, I could have climbed up the vine. That might have been for the best. So I'm just trying new stuff here. And the angels, like, it'll be in the same place if you go as fast as you can. Well, if you're doing the exact same thing, its trajectory is entirely based on. Well, I think it starts with an initial velocity, dependent on the level. Also tried to be cute there and go faster, but it didn't quite work out how I wanted. Yeah, it would be convenient if I could just wall jump up that wall instead of jumping back and forth. But I have to get the stuff on the right side. So here's where I realize there's no reason to have gotten the stuff on the left side first. And that's where I finally realize, for the first time ever, that it's actually detrimental to grab the clock item. It increases the time that you have left in the stage. It's absolutely never necessary. So what it does effectively is make your speedrun longer because it has to take down those extra 10 seconds, I think it is. And I have no idea why I just would keep grabbing it. So I think this is the best route through here. Except for missing that, whatever it is, cloud. It's really tricky to jump over that cat. You often hit your head on the rock ceilings. And I hate this level. There's a way to save 1 second in this stage. And it's not super difficult, but all of the jumps on my way down here are kind of tough. And I always jump over that torch without thinking. Then I'm like, oh, I could squeeze in between the torch and the bullets and just jump over the bullets. Never works out that way. It never works out. I'm sure a task could do it. I think it is humanly possible as well, but not worth it. Like, that would save another second. But saving 1 second is probably enough. I don't know what was up with that jump. The main reason I hate this stage so much, in addition to it being slightly difficult for the entire stage, well, also the fact that I wind up screwing up here and losing the second, is that it lags so much. It was really obvious the entire time. You know, it actually helps a great deal to sit back and watch the run instead of me playing it. it really frees up my mind, because generally when you play, if you want to try something new, you're still kind of distracted with the mental resources it takes to actually perform. And even though, to some extent, knowing what buttons do what is kind of second nature, and as a speedrunner you know exactly where to go all the time, it's still weird. So this is something I came up with like a week ago. I noticed that for some reason in the middle of that wall is a block you can jump through. So I was wondering, why not just bomb one of the blocks next to it? So that's what I do now, and it saves a ton of time, instead of having to use the balloon. And run over. So I was saying before that I would like to get, like, I wasn't sure, I figured maybe 45. But obviously, like, this is a 3130 something. And there are a lot of deaths in it, so I think I'd like to go for a sub 30. So that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks for watching, and I'll try to go faster next time.